Okay, well we're going to cook some kedgeree, and it's a lovely old dish. I'm just going to run through the ingredients here, which are really, really simple. We've got some fantastic brown rice here, which is short grain, Italian, organic brown rice, which is cooked with a little bit of turmeric. That gives it that lovely, fantastic colour. It's a pretty indestructible thing to cook. Around about half an hour with plenty of water should see it through. It's not as critical as white rice at all. So there's your lovely rice, which is the base of the whole thing. Chopped onions, seasoning, some smoked mackerel. Now, I think it's worth spending a bit of money on smoked mackerel. And this is from Tregeeder in Cornwall, and they make a particularly good oak smoked mackerel. It's a fillet, it's unadulterated, there's no peppers or anything else on it, just simple smoked mackerel, and we've taken it off the bone, as you can see, and the skin off. Here's the masterful ingredient of spice. This is a mixture of a mild curry paste and a tandoori mix. You can really put in it what you wish, but I'm keeping this quite mild because I don't believe that kedgeree should be a vindaloo style dish. So nice and mild curry paste. A mixture here of egg, milk and cream, whisked together I should say, and my garnish, which is some mayonnaise, some lemon, some parsley, and always some boiled egg. There's always boiled egg. Some people like to put boiled egg into the whole kedgeree thing. I don't, and you'll see this right at the end. So without further ado, this goes straight towards the pan. I shall take this across to the stove now and proceed in cooking. Okay, well here's my saute pan. It's just a really good old cast iron pan, which we've burnt in with a little oil, but there's not a lot, and if there is any surplus oil, you just get rid of it, and you don't need a lot. You need a hot pan. Then your onions go in. There's about a half an onion here chopped up, and you just need to saute that, and just for about 2 or 3 minutes to keep the whole thing going through. Gas up a little bit, just to make it translucent. Then after this is started to take on a little bit of colour, we then add all the other ingredients in series and build the whole thing up. So just a quick shake of the pan there. Nearly there with that. And as you can see, it's not burning, although the gas is up. I'm controlling the whole thing. You can do this in a non-stick pan. You obviously wouldn't use one of these, you'd use a wooden spatula. That would be perfectly okay too. Because I believe that the way to do this dish, and when you see how we present it, the pan is part of the dish. It's a little tiny bit of theatre. So that will do for that. Now, here I'm going to now put a spoonful of my curry paste, and I'm going to mix that in. And that's just cooking away with the onions cooking. As you can see, I can turn the gas a little bit down now because the pan is pretty hot. And you can see now that the whole thing has taken on colour and the flavour from your tandoori mix. Now that's just fine as it is. Now it's ready for the rice now.
How come you've got this rice that you've cooked for 30 minutes? I mean, that's quite a lot longer than perhaps you might cook it for at home if you were following the packet instructions or something like that.
That's right. This is a remarkable rice. I found this by accident many years ago. You can use short grain brown rice or long grain brown rice, but this is quite a rare rice, and often called, as I've mentioned a while back, Italian, organic short grain rice. And it's available in all good whole food shops, and I suggest we all have a go at it because it's got a lovely nutty note to it, and it makes this dish particularly good. I think it's quite robust, and I don't think you want a wimpy rice in a dish like this. I think you want a butch rice.
Fair enough.
Right, as you can see now, underneath we've got the onions and the tandoori and curry mix just starting to now meld into the mixture. Now you can see my pan is hot, so therefore it's not sticking to the bottom. This is very important because when we present this in the pan, we don't want it sticking all over the place. So it might take the inexperienced cook a couple of goes at this, but I think the experienced cook would know exactly what I mean. But this is a dish for everyone to do, so I won't get too hung up about that. There you go, now that's all mixed together. Your rice is previously cooked, obviously. We've now sauteed the onions and in the tandoori mix and tandoori paste, and there she is ready to go. Right, at that point, I'm now going to get the lovely smoked mackerel and just toss that straight in. I just really like using smoked mackerel.
So how come you're using mackerel? Because back at home in the family home, my mum always used to make it with a smoked haddock, I think, a white fish.
Yeah, that's right. Smoked haddock was right, and smoked haddock is traditional. There's no reason why you can't make this dish with smoked haddock, with smoked salmon, with cooked salmon. Almost any white fish would do. There's no reason also why it can't be a vegetarian dish without this, because it originally was. Originally it was made with lentils, then it became a rice dish. It is an ancient dish which came from the English army in the Raj in India in the late 19th century. So the dish has changed from originally a vegetarian dish to a dish with smoked fish in it, which in fact is probably because they could get smoked fish sent over, which would be a preserved fish. Therefore, that this is a sensible dish in a hot country. So it's got some ancient history which is worth researching. But this is how I've arrived at it. I'm using this smoked fish because I think our local smoked mackerel is a fantastic fish. Now you can see I don't need to do much more gas up again. I've amalgamated or constructed these now 4 items in the dish. Right. The idea again is to keep the thing spread out, not in a clump, so the heat's coming through and eating it at the same time. Now, 2 or 3 things now. Here we go with our cream and milk and egg. And this is just to bind it. Just opening it up a little bit, because when it hits the pan, I want it to start to pull together straight away. So, there we go with that. I'm going to move that around the pan pretty quickly, and you can see by that now it's starting to set, almost Fuyang style. I never thought I'd mix Fuyang with a kedgeree, but there we go.
Is that quite a traditional thing to do for a kedgeree, so sort of this eggy mix in it with it?
I think so. I mean, I've arrived at this dish because I wanted to do it individually, and I've created this out of the knowledge of and the history of kedgeree. Most people in a hotel, for example, if you're going to have kedgeree in a hotel, it will be in a big bain-marie, and it will be all done with portions and portions of it. I didn't want to do that. Plus the fact, being a small bistro, we specialise in individuality, and this is how we work this dish out for us. Now you can see now she's now come together. It's not cloying, it's still quite separate. Gas down again. Right, a little bit of seasoning. I don't think it needs much salt, this dish, because there's naturalness in the fish which will give it a nice salty dip. So we never put salt in this, just pepper. Right, and she's nearly there. Now all I'm doing now is now pulling it out to make it look a little bit smarter, and I'm now going to bring it back over to my position over there, and then garnish it. So that is your kedgeree. Right, we're now going to garnish it, present it. So here she goes onto a simple plate, warning our clients and customers that this is a hot dish. We then bring over just a simple garnish. You can garnish with whatever you wish, but we just really rather like this. So a just boiled egg, which has been separated with the usual separator. It's the only thing you ever use these for, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
I don't even think I've got one.
And then a dollop of very good mayonnaise. This is a lemon mayonnaise on the top. Nice piece of garnish there. And wedges of lemon if you wish. We think lemon is good on this. It just takes the edge off. And I would then put a little bit of pepper on the top. Like so. A little bit more for garnish. And there is your kedgeree. How's that? It ain't fine dining. This is rustic, hearty food. Hi, hello there, this is Stephen Barrett of Bistro One. Today we're going to show you a very simple dish called kedgeree. And kedgeree's got a few variations, and you'll see my variation on the theme. So without further ado, let's go in to Bistro One, straight into the kitchen, and I'll show you how to make a kedgeree. Got the music on. Okay, well here's the finished article. Looking pretty good, straight from the kitchen, straight on the plate, straight in the restaurant. And this is how we'd serve it. And if you're serving it as a family meal, you'd simply have it, a bigger one maybe, in the middle of the table, and everybody helps himself. But this is how we do an individual portion. Now, people often ask me what sort of drinks go well with kedgeree. Well, you have to remember it's got a bit of spice to it. So therefore you need something with a bit of ball. So no wimpy Pinot Grigios here. You want something with a bit of taste. And I'm going to suggest a really lovely Manzanilla sherry from La Gitana, and I'm going to pour a little bit now and try it. Sherry has got a lot of flavour, and it will stand up to these flavours as well as seafood and many other things like that. So, yep, salty, smells of the sea, a lovely dry note to it. Very nice. Now this should be nice and spicy, so I'll just lift this up just to show you how it's all worked. Absolutely perfect. Spice, fish, sherry, kedgeree. How's that?